Good morning from the farm, dear friends, and today we will try more than 10 different types of tea from the farm. They just arrived yesterday when we process yabao tea, and also the farmer produce white tea, shenpuer, hong cha, red tea, even flowers of pu'er tea from different varieties, mostly sinensis and assamica, and we will try all of those. So we'll start from two types of white tea. I think that it's a good the start. In the farmer house it's all pretty rough, and they already surprised see how much tea I put in the vessel. The difference between two white teas is because one is sun-dried. I think it's the lighter one is sun-dried. The darker one is drying on the machine. Regularly first brew we don't drink, but I try in a lot, just try a little bit just to have a picture. For my first impression, of course sun-dried is more aromatic, so let's try the second brew. For first impression, yeah, more like sun-dried, of course, because regular machine drying, even cold drying, is for white teas not preferable, but still some people like this. But it's more floral. This one, of course, more floral. This one is more flat taste. So this is the second brew, and now we're doing the third brew. The cold dried one begin be similar, not similar, but a little bit similar, like Shomei tea from Fujian province, but still I do prefer the sun-dried version. So maybe this will be the choice. Or these two, especially selected the tea for groups because we have a lot of teas. So yes, we will switch to the next. Okay, go to the next. Once again, this is Shen. Selected two teas. One tea is smoked, and the second tea is just sun-dried Shen. Both 2 leaves. The first brew I think we will flush as regular. For the first impression, this smoked one is a very interesting smell, and I think it can be interesting for those who like Lapsang Souchong or Lao Sun Xiaozhong from Weishan. Also smoky flavor red tea from Fujian province. But this one we can try. Interesting. So this is the first brew for Nikita, first brew for Lem, the second brew actually. And the owner of the farm a little bit speak Chinese because some Chinese also came here to buy the tea. So it's funny to speak 4 languages at one time sometimes. Our helper, our friend here, he will speak English, and I speak Russian with Nikita, and I speak a little bit Chinese/English with others here. The smoky one I like. It's pretty special, but still can be interesting for those who like the smoky flavors, and maybe to have a small amount of it. It's a good option. But the sun-dried Shen for me is like pretty empty, not so full flavor, and pretty flat aftertaste, and the smell also not so strong. Maybe it's a problem of material because something else, I don't know. This one, yeah, I really like it. I think that people who love smoky flavors can enjoy that. So I finish tasting all these 2 teas. Of course, the selection will be a smoky one. Second one is pretty flat. My moves became faster because it's 4 teas already in the morning. It's a good start. But we will continue with others. For the first appearance looks interesting, but aroma still not opened, so let us make a first step. So we just flushed first brew, just will drink the second one. The Shen from yabao is very sweet. The second brew, and intense aroma. Dried fruits, apricots, apple. The second Shen is also good, more delicate than the 2-leaf one, but it's still not opened yet. The second one is also okay, but for me, of course, this Yabao one is preferable. It has some uniqueness because I never tried this type of tea, and it's even have a little bit of sweetness like oolongs. So for me, it's very interesting. I will make one more brew. Especially interested to try more of this floral Yabao Shen. So the next tea. Here we have Dragon Claw. One is dried with a cold drying in the machine around 60 degrees, and this is dried under the sunlight, more green one. So let's try both and compare. First impression, of course, because it's cooked and it's more raw. This have a, from very beginning, more like a strong aroma, but this have more like delicate, flowery aroma. So they are different, of course. I think they are different, and it depends of the personal, how to say, preferences. Some people can more like this or that one, because this is a little bit more fresh feeling. This one is a little bit more strong and intense taste, and also like a maybe pine aroma and flower. If I need to choose from the both, from the two, I will of course choose the sun-dried one because it's more delicate, more qingqiang, more lighter in sometimes, but also the palate of the taste and aftertaste for me is more rich, and yeah, especially after smell of the cold dried one is not so strong. Now it's becoming, so this one, the sun dried one, open up slower a little, but now also it start having more intense aroma, but this one losing aroma because yeah, it's cold dried, so it from the very beginning it has already some aroma. This is just opens. So the final point about this Dragon Claw, that both are pretty interesting. If I need to choose, I will of course choose sun-dried one, but in real, you can try both. Maybe we also will have both, just as a
green is a cold, not sun.
green is a cold dry, and this is a sun-dried.
Sun.
Aha.
Because the green cold dry, it keeps the fresh color.
So this is sun-dried.
Sun dry.
From very beginning, I was a little bit misinformed or I misunderstood, but still, actually, this is a cold dried, and this is a sun dried. To change the thing, so in this case, a cold dried one is more interesting because it's more green and still keep more value than a sun dried one. So here we have two types of Yabao. One is cold dried. You see, it's more beautiful bud and more green, actually, and the second is sun dried. It's more darker color, more browny color, and I think less green, of course. Also need to say that the white tea which we drank in the very beginning, which more greener, was not sun dried but cold dried. Yes, so interesting fact. Yeah, so the conclusion, actually, I do prefer now and here this one because it's like more greener, more lighter, more floral, and this one a little bit more like deep in taste. But at some point, maybe for aging or storing, this one can be more affordable for that because it's sun-dried, the same as Shen. You can store it longer, and maybe also taste will be open later. But this one is a green tea. Also next year, I don't know how it will look. For now, of course, this one is a selection. Let's go to the next. So the next will be two black teas. The smell of dry tea, Yabao one is more smelly, more fruity. A little bit aroma of white tea also. And this have a camphor smell, the second one. Interesting. The first brew, I think both are interesting, but of course the above one is more interesting because it's unique in some point, but let us try more. Actually both are good, but this is like more common good red tea, but the second one is this one is really have a smoky flavor, actually good one, also a good one. They're just different, so both are good. But this one is more floral and more fruity. Actually good master, what I want to say, because the material. So here we have like a best material green and best material red tea. One is how we call it, Shanchan. So just brewed first brew of red, first brew of green. Actually pretty common aroma, both pretty good. Yeah, as I expected. I read one a little bit looks like ginger may. Good red tea. Then green, just a basic green, maybe not opened yet. So I make a third infusion. The second infusion was pretty good, but of course there are no reason to compare these teas because this is red, this is green. But if we talk about the performance in general, I do prefer red one because this is just a green. It's good green, that's it, nothing special for me. The smell is not very intense. The taste is just a plain taste of good quality green tea, but no some special notes, just green. So finally I get totally drunk, absolutely unprofessional, because which is why all tea tasters, they just spit the tea, who make it more Indian way, but I do prefer to be drunk, because of this I also have a kind of feeling of these things which is not a material but still belongs to tea somehow. The final conclusion. This one I think, no, the cake I don't need. I already enough with those because I just know the material. Is the material this way better from those or still pretty similar?
It's pretty similar.
Pretty similar. In this case I think that those one is enough. So dear friends, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate your time, and please subscribe my channel, link description, subscribe, buy our tea, support us. We will travel more and bring more great value tea. Greetings from Vietnam.